going? Marcelo here, and that's when you introduce yourself. Guest hosting today is my friend Jeremiah, aka Gaiden Studios.
Gaiden. I don't care what anyone else says. I know a lot of people call it that. I like to call it Gaiden. Gaiden. Whatever. I don't even know what to call it.
Link is below. Okay, to his channel. So today for Trash Talk, we're going to talk about Mortal Kombat vs. DC.
Universe.
DC Universe.
That's a very important part.
Because it's so vital. What are you doing?
Yes, this game. And for the Xbox, even though it's for other things. But that's when we played it, because I have an Xbox. He doesn't. He doesn't know.
Thank you for... They know that already, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we were playing it just a while ago. We researched some trailers and stuff beforehand. So here we go. Because it's a crossover, that's why we're doing crossover here. Let's just go ahead and talk about the story a little bit. So,
I don't know the story. I didn't get a chance to play the campaign, so I'll let you take over the story and just tell me what goes on.
Okay. So for all you and for you, in this story, obviously two worlds are colliding. We've got the DC Universe, so we've got all the superheroes and villains, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Joker, lots of great and memorable characters. And then for the Mortal Kombat universe, you've got the classics, you know, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Shao Kahn, Baraka, all those good people. So the masterminds behind this game are Shao Kahn from the Mortal Kombat universe and Darkseid from the DC universe.
Technically, they're in the same universe now, so I guess you could say that.
Yeah, they're kind of just colliding into a big old universe, and pretty much the whole plot is just to kind of fight your way through everyone, because they're getting confused of who each other are, you know. So of course fights are going to ensue.
We know who they are. They don't know who they are. They don't know themselves.
Yeah, if that's confusing, whatever. So. Whoever character you choose, I guess, through the campaign, you just fight through other people. They've got their own story arcs, kind of like in the regular Mortal Kombat games, kind of. And you eventually face Darkseid and Shao Kahn. In a way, I don't think I should spoil for you. I know what happens. Actually, the final boss made my top 10 list of epic boss battles, which I have not made yet, but I'm working on.
It's another 6 months, people.
It's a good boss, though. I don't really want to spoil it. Just look up Mortal Kombat vs. DC Final Boss if you want to know.
Either that, unless you've already played the game, because
then you already know.
You know.
So what are the things you want to talk about? That's the story, pretty much. It's just there's two worlds colliding. They want to know what's going on. They think they're enemies, but eventually they have to come together to face the final boss, which is two bosses from the respective universes come together, quite literally. Spoilers. And that's that. So
I guess okay. Well, that was the campaign side. That was the story.
Mode.
I guess we could talk about the. I guess you would call it multiplayer. I mean, you can play online each other. When I think multiplayer, I think acid multiplayer. So yeah, the two fighty 1v1s thing. fighty. So that's what they're gonna call it now. Fighty.
So the other modes include obviously multiplayer. You've got your options and crap. No one cares about that.
Pretty sure that's all there is. Just multiplayer and story.
I think there's also a couple. It's not really called classic, I don't think, but there's other modes in there. You can. I think there's various missions and stuff. Have you ever seen anything like that on me?
I haven't played the game that much, to be honest. I'm not that much of a fighter game type. I prefer shooters. I'm even getting bored of that. RPGs, other things, but I've never really been much of a fighter. But I did pick up this game because it's DC, and I love DC. I love Marvel too, so don't hate me, but I just love DC. Yes, that's why.
With that, I'm pretty sure you've spawned a bunch of people going, no, Marvel's the best, no, DC's the best. It's gonna happen, I've seen it before.
I wanted to just name some random third comic style and say that was the best. Konami is a card type, not that. Konami.
I'm DC too, so it's not like it's a big...
Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. You should have been a Marvel.
Well, I like both, but
I do too. I just and when it comes to shows and animations, I prefer DC. And then obviously movies, Marvel's better than DC. Even with Man of Steel, it was good, but most of the Marvel movies would kick their ass.
we can probably save that for
Iron Man 3.
uh-huh.
It wasn't good. I wasn't happy.
This is Trash Talk, where we talk about games. Movies will probably come another time in the future.
What if they're movie games?
Video games.
There's some Iron Man games out there.
Well, yeah, we can do those.
Have a movie section.
Yeah, that should be our next arc. Freaking video games
based off of movies.
Off of the movies.
Which are usually terrible.
Yeah.
Usually.
Have you ever come across one that's good?
I don't own them, but I played Superman, I played Iron Man. Oh, a one that's actually good, which is a fighter game that I'm actually interested in, is the, what's it called? You know, the new movie, the fighter, Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim, it's an arcade game. It's like,
oh really?
80 Microsoft points, 40 Microsoft points. I played the demo, it's really good. You should buy it. It's fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sponsor.
So that's the modes. I mean, I don't remember too much about them, but hey, I'm pretty sure there's plenty to choose from. All we really did prior to filming this was just fight each other, just to get a feel of the game again, because it's been a while since we both played.
Yeah. Or ever played.
There was something I wanted to. Oh, what was it? I wanted to talk about something. I couldn't place my finger on it.
Was it about the crappy controller I gave you? The one you kept complaining about, even though you were
okay,
kicking
let's
my
talk
ass?
about the controls. Okay. So the controls, for the most part, are good. You can obviously tell that they're more off of, I'm pretty sure, Mortal Kombat, because there aren't many superhero fighting games that I know of, because the only ones...
Injustice!
Well, I know there's that. And that was good. I mean, watch that if you haven't already. But, yeah, Injustice was good. They improved upon the controls there, because NetherRealm, who does Mortal Kombat, did Injustice, and you know that already. But,
I didn't know that.
the controls here are iffy. I mean, they're not spot on, but they do work. I mean, okay, yeah, earlier we were playing and the controller was going a little screwy, and I kept moving when I didn't want to move.
He kept complaining about how I was giving him a bad controller, but he kicked my ass.
I was kicking his ass really bad. He got me a couple times too, but...
I just beat him in the last round, which was the only round that counted, by the way. The Superman versus Superman.
We did 2 Supermen fighting each other. So the controls, for the most part, they're alright. I can't complain too bad, but they could have been better. And like I said, they were pretty much improved in Injustice. Talk about characters and visuals. What do you think of the visuals?
Shit, the visuals?
Anything, the locations.
The locations were good. I was just like in Injustice. You can go through the map. You can go through another part of the map, which is interesting. But one thing I noticed, even though I never really played fighter games, is Mortal Kombat is a really gory game, and this one is only rated T. So.
Oh, there's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it's rated T. So then, like, when we're watching through all, you might see a few shots of some of their finishes, whatever they're called.
The fatalities.
Fatalities. Some of them are just like, I got a sword. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, there are some, going off topic, because we were supposed to talk about visual. No, yeah. The fatality, okay, so there's two kinds. Well, that is the kind of visual, but okay. Obviously, there's the all familiar Mortal Kombat fatalities.
Wins. Fatality.
But for the superheroes, because the credo in most superhero mythology, lore, is superheroes can't kill. For the DC characters, they have heroic brutalities.
The Flash wins. Heroic brutality.
Where they just beat the holy shit out of the opponent, and that's their final. It's okay.
No, it's not.
But
it's a Mortal Kombat game. It's not okay. I
I don't know really what my thoughts are on that. I mean,
some of them are okay, and some of them are just plain out what? Like that, you just punch. That's your fatality.
well, yeah, you're talking about in general. In general is when he's saying, yeah, there were really good fatalities, finishing moves. But then other ones were kind of just like, what? Like they were lazy. You just went, oh, he's got a sword, slash. There, final move.
No bloody. They just slap.
Some were literally like that, and we were like, okay.
What can you do? It's rated teen.
It's rated T, and all Mortal Kombat games obviously are rated M. So
even though, honestly, the adults are gonna be buying, kids are buying rated M games all the time.
there's one of Joker's moves here is where he grabs a gun and he pulls the trigger, but it's one of those little bang, the flag pops up guns. Then he pulls another one and it's a real gun and goes poof.
Ha! I didn't see that one.
But the camera pans away before he pulls the real one out because you can't see him kill whoever.
The Joker wins.
I thought that was very
I got
weird.
excited.
Well,
And now
okay,
it's
but then check this out. In Mortal Kombat, the reboot 2011, Shang Tsung's fatality, they recycled, for whatever reason, they recycled Joker's move from this game, but because he goes poof, he can change appearance.
The
Shang Tsung.
Oh, I noticed. Yeah, I don't know too much about the character, but I didn't notice that.
He can shapeshift, so he shapeshifts into a generic ass clown. It's not even Joker.
Ha!
But he's got that finishing move. He does the gun, the fake one, and then he'll do a real one, and you can actually see it in this game.
That's funny.
Shang Tsung wins. Fatality.
I don't know, and then I'm pretty sure, I did research this a long time ago, I'm pretty sure in some other regions version, like the other region versions, or however you word that, of this game, of DC, you can see Joker's fatality.
The Joker wins. Fatality.
What on, America?
I don't know.
Come on.
I think, from what I remember, it's weird. I don't know. They have certain little censorships.
America?
I'm guessing for the DC stuff.
Honestly, I'm surprised about that. I know it's rated T, but America's like the least censored people. They barely censor stuff unless it's like a super crucial topic. Crucial? It's crucial. I said crucial.
Crystal.
Crucial. I wonder what that word means.
I don't know. We should look it up in the
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
It would be super reliable.
But yeah, so we've got our little what's the word? We've got our little issues with this game, but there are really good things in there. I like so in terms of fighting now. Well, first, do you want to go back to visuals? Because we didn't even talk all that much about visuals.
I was gonna say, do you want to list off the characters or talk about the characters?
I was kind of leading up to that. Well, for the visuals again, the character models and environments, like he said, the environments are interactive. You can like crash through walls, and you can do all this stuff. You can break like the floor and the walls and like I think statues and stuff. But you can interact with the environment, which is cool. The character designs are alright. Again, I'm going to kind of compare them to Injustice. If you look at these ones and you look at the ones from Injustice, the Injustice ones did get a lot more detail in both the way their clothes flow, like if someone's got a cape, how it flows, it's nice. The way, just all the amounts of detail on their outfits and everything look really awesome. Down,
pretty detailed. I liked it.
Down to the character models, the skin tones, the skin features, like the stubble on, like their beards, if they have like little stubbly beards or whatever. I mean, it's really accurate.
Stubbly beards.
You can't get over my little. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so
Mine won't grow.
back to the models. The models are amazing. The environments are pretty cool for the most part. That's all about visuals.
Is that all about visuals?
Do you have a piece on the visuals? Kind of already said your story.
I liked them. They were good.
Words.
Words of wisdom.
Wisdom. I liked them. They were good.
They liked them and they were good.
That's going in the history books.
Just so that said, my friend, a game is a game whether you like it or not. It's a stupid thing with friends.
Okay, so good. I'm glad you get that. I'm not gonna get that.
You're not that close to a friend, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just stay out the camera.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the next thing? So characters. What do you want to say about the characters? You brought up characters right now.
I don't know. Should we just talk about the characters, list them, or?
I was gonna say, character moves. Was what I was gonna talk about. Yeah, I was like, we can link the characters with their moves. So, do you want to talk about the choices of characters they chose for this, or just how do you want to do that? You want to just let's see. Let me try to start off. The characters, like their move sets, are all right. There were a couple I didn't really like all that well. Jokers in particular, because I was playing as Joker a lot.
Freaking bombs.
Yeah, I kept throwing bombs when I didn't want to. That was probably because I was mashing buttons. But
it worked though. It kept getting me off guard.
They have a lot of combos. It kind of reminds me of actually like the likes of Tekken or Soul Calibur. They've got lots of. I think Mortal Kombat even has that also. They've got lots of move sets, and you can just learn all their attacks and stuff. That's pretty neat. Now, like the other character moves. Again, with the environment also plays into this. When you knock each other off a certain part of the, like the side of a wall, if you're on top of a building or something, you start up this thing where while you're both falling, I don't know if this kind of move has a certain name or whatever, but
Falling move.
While you're doing your falling move, there's like a meter that's really cool. If you start punching, being the crowd, because you've got a time frame from where you leap off, where you just crash through one part and you're falling down to a lower part of the level that you're playing on, the stage. You can be wailing on your opponent, and it's got two sets of like buttons. So it's got your buttons you're mashing, and then your opponent's. And if you two match buttons, then you can flip over, and the other person who was being wailed on now has the advantage. And the deal with that bar going vertically is once it hits a certain peak, you can press like I think it's R1 or however it ranges with the controllers.
RB, I think. For the Xbox.
Yeah, it ranges with the controllers, but like you press a certain button, it'll tell you what, and then you can do like this awesome like just ultimate pounding move before you hit the bottom.
It sucks. I remember one time you were at one punch away, and I had just enough health, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna finally beat you this round. You flip me around, just bam, and I'm like, you asshole!
I mashed buttons with them, and I flipped over, and I got the upper hand. But that's cool. It's something cool that's really it's really neat. It's a nice addition to the game. You can really take down your opponent's health meter with that
Cheaply.
A lot, exponentially, just drain their health. But that's pretty cool. Aren't there other finishing moves? I know there's like the breaker hits where like if someone's wailing on you in a combo, you can break their combo just with the guard button. That's pretty sweet. I think that's in lots of Mortal Kombat games as well. Is there anything else?
I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat. I've played like one game of Mortal Kombat besides this one.
This one's not even like considered an actual Mortal Kombat game. It's more like a spin-off slash crossover. Is there anything else we wanted to go over? We went over campaign, went over characters and visuals, we went over other things, finishing moves and such. The controls, I think I already said that. Online play, I don't think I did too much of that. All I know is that my ass would get handed to me so quickly, because lots of people out there will just play 24/7.
How? I'm not. I guess it's just you have to be a fighter player. I'm not much. See, I spend my 24 hours smartly. I use them shooting guys in Call of Duty. It's good Call of Duty.
He does online for another genre of games.
Yeah. I do multiple ones. I love arcade. I like all kinds of games.
I've come across Mario Kart online people that are hella badass. Super Smash Brothers people are really hard to beat.
Oh god.
Okay, so check this out. I read in, a little off topic, but I read recently in an old magazine I had, an old, I think it was called AGM or something like that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
The Gaming Monthly magazine. It's something like that. I don't know if they're still doing it or not. But from way back in like 07, I think, where they announced Super Smash Brothers Brawl, and I read the article on Super Smash Brothers, and it was talking about how there's lots of online people. They take it super seriously. This like their life to them. This is everything. Like,
I just imagine that and them having mics.
could you just imagine though? No, could you like Super Smash Brothers, especially just sorry, again a little bit off topic, but for Super Smash Brothers. Well, no, but listen. I mean, you can. This could be for any kind of online fighting or any online game, for that matter. You know, in general. But they take it really seriously. Have you ever come across people like that?
Dude, this is why you need to play Call of Duty. Like,
well, I've seen it.
90% of those people are just too serious people who just take the game way too serious. I'm Prestige 5,000,000,003. Yeah, you're all noobs. Please, I haven't even gotten Prestige 1 yet.
So so online play, we didn't experience that here today before filming, but
Local online play. There's no online play, it's just two of us.
yeah, I think I might have experienced it once or so. But if I were to try and get into it, I wouldn't get very far. I already know that for sure.
I did play a little of it. Everyone would kick my ass. Just because whether they're trying so hard, point is they just played the game more than me.
Probably. It'd be kind of funny. It's like me. Someone on my level has only played it just to get into it, but they're not like hardcore, and they still like just beat you because they only played like 3 times. Or if you beat their ass, that'd be hilarious too. If you only playing 2 or 3 times, go online and beat a hardcore ass person. It's freaking funny.
It'd be so beautiful.
You're like, that's my life's dream. It's just
my life's dream is to beat someone in a video game
who's so hardcore online, and I have not had any experience.
Put it on my bucket list.
Okay, so now we move on to the point of the show where we talk about.
Where it ends.
No. Okay, so I might have said this before, but okay, so for this arc, you should all know already. In the E3 arc, we talked about how yes, we had our expectations for the games that weren't out yet, but now since obviously, of course, these are games that have been out for a while. Let's talk about what we expected prior to the game's release. So when you first heard of this, what were you expecting?
I didn't hear about this. To be honest, I didn't hear about it until I got it a couple months ago.
And what were you expecting?
I was expecting Mortal Kombat versus DC characters. I didn't know what to expect.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
When I first heard of the game, so let's see, DC games, there aren't many out there, and I guess for good reason. I mean, if you look at Superman 64 or Aquaman for GameCube.
Oh, that wasn't even a game. That wasn't even a game. That does not count. That is just so far off. You can't even just count that as a bad game. It wasn't a game at all.
My point exactly. DC's never had much luck with that kind of thing in the first place. But then when this came out, and okay, I've had experience with Mortal Kombat since I was pretty little, so I'm not a huge avid fan like Wes. I don't know if at some point you've heard about that, you know, how hardcore of a Mortal Kombat person he is. But
I bet he's gonna be jealous about this video.
not until we do probably like Mortal Kombat 2011.
11?
Like the
reboot.
So I've had experience with Mortal Kombat. DC not so much until this game. So my expectations up to this prior to its release to be good.
To be good. He's no better than mine.
Well, no, hold on. I'm going to expand on that. See, like, I grew up with fighting games. Like I said, there's Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur, Bloody Roar. Those games were amazing games. So coming into Mortal Kombat vs. DC, I just kind of expected it to be. I knew it was already going to be like Mortal Kombat. I mean, Mortal Kombat's got first billing, and it's by NetherRealm. I mean, even though DC's with it, obviously for its characters and whatnot, it's still more about Mortal Kombat. It's a Mortal Kombat spin-off, and not so much like a DC spin-off.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of fighters. I mean,
yeah,
it's more of just a Mortal Kombat introducing DC characters.
Pretty much. That's why it's a crossover.
Which is awesome.
Since it was a crossover, I was expecting like really cool moves, really tight controls, and though the controls for the most part, as I came to realize, weren't top notch, still the idea of being able to beat the shit out of Superman and Sub-Zero, it's pretty freaking cool. So my expectations were more or less met. I figured I'd buy it, check it out, see how it is, and as it turns out, it's pretty good. So he kind of had no expectations.
Well, I did have one, I guess, but it wasn't about the game as much as the character.
Oh,
I was curious to see what would happen with Superman. I was like, okay, come on, let's be honest. Even with the Mortal Kombat characters, Superman would probably just be a super OP character if
Superman,
it was realistic. And he wasn't. He wasn't OP. Of course, he was. I did play him more, and that was the one character I was able to beat you with. Laser beam, laser beam, laser beam.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on laser beam.
Great strategy, keeps you away. But I was surprised they were pretty balanced characters. I mean, all the characters. Some of those characters, they're all really cool characters. Some of them you would expect them to be weak. Some of them can kick Superman's ass, Batman's ass, or all those Shin Chong Shang Mortal Kombat characters' ass. I don't know their names. I only know Sub-Zero and Scorpion. I mean, who doesn't know them? So yeah, they were pretty balanced. That was one thing that was pretty good about the game, I felt.
So, okay, final verdicts. From a scale of 0 to 5, what would you rate this game?
I'd give it 4 out of 5, I guess.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Alright, then you have a reason for it?
Reason? Other than it being a DC-related game, let's see.
We'll just... Now this is the recap section of the show where... You understand, this is his first time on here, people. I gotta fill him in. I didn't fill him in too much prior to filming. Just, okay. So it's 4 to 5. You just like, okay, you give your piece, you like the characters, you said they're balanced, you like the visuals.
Should we do something where we'll have 5 subjects and just mark off whether they were good or bad, and then give it a 4 out of 5 or 3-5 score, depending on that? Is that a no?
Next time if you want to, but we're already almost done with this one.
Fine. We thought the visuals were good. That's a +1. The characters were highly balanced. That's a +1. The violence wasn't so good. That's a negative. That's a con. We already talked about visuals. We're gonna say the character designs are good, but we already did that. You thought the controls were good or bad again?
Neutral. I mean, some of them for some characters were good, and other ones were kind of sketchy. Every time I would press buttons to try and do different combos off of just either memory or just mashing buttons, I would get moves I didn't want. So that was kind of like a con. The pros were that it's just, for the most part, they were fluid and just kind of solid. They kind of flowed. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of your piece right now?
Yes. I pretty much agree with that. Yeah, some of them were kind of weird.
So my verdict is also a 4 out of 5. For most of the same reasons. I mean, you know, we already went over everything from, we're just going to restate it, characters to story to... It's all pretty good. Since it was the first time they've done kind of something like this, especially with DC characters, it just could go either way.
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
And it was pretty good.
But then again, it could have been better, and that's where Injustice comes in.
Yeah, Justice! Yeah!
Injustice improved a lot of things greatly. And again, watch that video. There was like, what, 7 videos?
I'm gonna watch that video. I know, I'm going to watch that video. What's the video?
Where's the video?
What's the video? I don't even know what we're talking about.
Injustice.
Like the trailer?
Our video.
Oh, your video. I'll watch that video too.
So I'm Mark.
I'm Jeremiah.
This was Trash Talk. See you guys
next time.
Later.
Okay. Should we do that
This
again?
couldn't have been more awkward.
Finish him! Excellent.